welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I asked you guys on Instagram a couple days ago to ask me some questions because I was going to film a Q&A video for you guys. I haven't done one of these before on my channel, so I figured it would be fun and something different to film for you guys. I know that there are some things that people have been asking me over the past in messages, so I just wanted to kind of let you guys all ask me questions while the time was right and I could answer them live for you guys on this video. Now, I got a lot of good questions, but the one thing that I'm really glad of is I didn't get a lot of repeat questions. So all of these questions are pretty well-rounded. They're all very different in their own way. So without further ado, let's just hop into this Q&A. So the first question is, do you have any cravings that you haven't had before? So I mentioned this in my difference between my pregnancy video with Brielle and this baby. And yes, I am craving alcohol or beer so much this pregnancy. I did not crave any alcohol with my daughter, my first daughter, Brielle. And this time around, I am like craving it so bad. I cannot wait to have a cold beer after I give birth to this baby. But it is so worth it, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that that is one of my biggest cravings right now, is just a nice cold beer. What got you through times of infertility when you thought it would never happen for you? I went through that so many times, and I'm sure that you're asking because you feel that way, or you're trying to find ways to get you through this infertility journey. And really, the only thing that really got me through is knowing that my body did get pregnant 3 times on its own, and, with the help of fertility meds. And I know that it's possible for it to happen again. But other than that, really just having faith and just keeping hope that it will happen. I once was talking to a fertility specialist, and she told me that it's very cliche and, you know, you believe what you want, but if you tell your body what you want, usually your body will do it eventually. So if you're positive with your body and you tell yourself, I am gonna get pregnant, this is gonna happen for me, then it will help you. That's what she told me. And so I kind of changed my way of thinking after she told me that and tried to not put my body through so much stress, because infertility is so stressful, and I feel like stress definitely does not help when you try to get pregnant. So just keep telling yourself that, you know, you are going to get pregnant. Do you ever go overseas for vacations? Will you come to India? And if you will you meet us? I don't even really leave the state. I don't even really like driving an hour away from home. I get very car sick, very motion sickness. Going on airplanes make me like just throw up. My husband and I love going to Disney World and bringing our kids there, but we don't go as often as we would want to, just because we are far away from where Disney is and because we have to fly there. And I get so sick on planes, so I can't even imagine going overseas. Like, that must be such a long flight. So kudos to people who can fly and go on airplanes, because that is not me. That's not me. Nope. So I probably won't be making it to India, but if I did, I would have loved to come and meet you guys there. Do you guys ever think about moving to another state? As much as my husband and I would love to leave this state that we're in, if you guys don't know, we do live in Maine, and it's super cold here. We only have like 4 months of summer, or good weather really, and then it's just cold and snowy the rest of the time. So I definitely would love to move, but our whole family is here, and it's really honestly very safe to live in Maine, and I feel like that is just most important to me, and, you know, raising young kids and just being in a safe state. And we don't have a lot of crime here. I mean, we don't have bad weather. I mean, it's very cold, but like, we don't deal with hurricanes or any of that stuff. We occasionally get like snowstorms that blow our power out, but that's really it. So I think it's definitely the best spot to raise my kids. Maybe someday my husband and I would love to go where it's warm, like Florida. but right now we're definitely just sticking to Maine. What are some ways you and your husband spend quality time together? I find it so hard with small children to have time alone with my husband. Getting alone time is seriously so hard, especially if you have more than one child. I know that in the summers when my stepdaughter comes home and we have 2 kids, it's definitely harder to have alone time because they are constantly just wanting to be with us, which is fine, or needing us. Just, you know, we never get that time alone. But it is definitely hard. But the ways that we spend some time alone together, like currently, is our daughter will go to bed around like 8 o'clock, and then we usually just stay up and watch Netflix. Right now we're hooked on Grey's Anatomy, so we've been binge watching that every night. And that's kind of just our quality time. I mean, sometimes we will get in the jacuzzi in our bathroom and take a bath together. Just very simple things. We don't really go on dates much just because we always feel so guilty leaving our daughter behind. I don't know, I feel like as soon as we drop her off to go out, we just feel super guilty and turn around and go and pick her up anyways. But in the summers when we do have the 2 girls and we're gonna have the baby this summer, things that we used to do after the kids would go to bed is just go out on the deck and have a beer and either have a fire or just sit and enjoy each other. And that's kind of just our thing. Do you have any fertility tips as far as conceiving without meds? As far as conceiving without meds, I would say that my top 2 things that I feel like helped us was pre-seed, just because when you're trying to conceive and you're having to do the deed every day or 2 times a day, it can just get very repetitive and you, oh my God, there's the fox. He's a big one. He's a big one. He's a big one. There's a fox out front of my house trying to get a picture of it. I gotta send that to my husband. Sorry about that, guys. We have a fox problem in our yard, and every time I sit down to film a video, I feel like the fox is right out in my front yard. So that's casual. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon and there's a fox hanging out in my front yard. It's good times. Definitely not moving from the state, because it's just, why would you? Wildlife is all around. Your body kind of gets used to the same routine, and it's not as enjoyable or as fun as it is when it's like spontaneous and you really put time into it. So what I'm trying to say is you can be a little drier and that's normal. It's completely normal to feel like that things aren't as juicy as they used to be. As I'm trying to put this in a way that it's not uncomfortable for you guys watching. But I guess there's no way to really say it other than that. So pre-seed definitely helps. It just puts some good natural lubricants, or not natural, but it's the same pH as your body, so it's healthy for sperm and it travels it right where it needs to go. So I would say pre-seed is definitely the best thing that you can do if you're not using fertility meds. How long have you and your husband been married? We have been married for 3 years now. It doesn't even seem like it's been 3 years since we've gotten married, but we have been together in a total for 8 years. Why does Tyler's daughter live out of state? It makes me so sad for your girls. Tyler's daughter, Brooklyn, does live out of state. She lives with her mom in North Carolina. This hasn't always been the case. Brooklyn did used to live with us for full time, or we would do week on and then week off, and it was good that way. We enjoyed that. But things happened in her mom's life and they moved, and we gave Brooklyn the opportunity, if she wanted to stay, she could, and then go see her mom in the summers, or she could go with mom and then come home and see us for the summers. You know, being pulled, either mom or dad, and it's so hard because at the time she was only 7, so it was she's just still too young to like understand, and I don't think she understood like how far away we were gonna be. I think she thought we could just get in the car and go visit her, but Brooklyn is almost 2 days away from us if we were to drive. The way my husband drives, we'd probably be there in less than 2 days or in a day, but it is very long from where we are in Maine to North Carolina, so it's just not a get in the car and drive kind of distance. We just didn't want to put her in the middle and just start fighting, so we just let her decide what she wanted to do, and she decided to go with her mom. So now she comes up in the summers. She comes up at the end of May into June, and then she goes back home in August. So we get just a couple months with her, so we savor those moments very dearly, especially now that, you know, we're gonna have Brixlee, and that's all the time that Brielle and Brixlee get with Brooklyn is summers. So we really try to make that special and do a lot of family things. But when it's time for Brooklyn to go home, it's very, very hard. A lot of tears are involved in saying goodbye, and it's very hard. But yes, it does suck not having her full time. It sucks not seeing her all the time or seeing her when we want. We FaceTime a lot, and that's really the best that we do. We would have loved to fly down and see her this year, but with our vacations, like school vacations and stuff, her vacations at school don't line up with Brielle's vacations at school. The time that they do have school vacations lined up at the same time, it's gonna be way too close to my due date for me to be traveling, and I don't wanna be away from home near my due date. I definitely don't wanna be away from home in April. I just wanna stay home and near my hospital in case anything happens. How many animals do you guys have in total? I always see the brown dog. Yes, you probably always do see the brown dog. The brown dog is actually Wentz. He is my chocolate lab. He's 2 years old. He is up my butt extremely. He loves mama. He's a mama's boy. Like, he's all about mama. And he's constantly with me. And we have our black lab, Lacey, which you probably see her in my vlogs. She is older, and she's so, so sweet. We just love her so much. We also have a black cat named Ducky. I don't know if you guys have watched my vlogs for how long, but if you've watched them from the beginning, you guys would have seen the little tiny kitten that he was. And then we have Demi, which is our last cat, and she was my first animal that I got with Tyler. We saved her from the animal shelter, and we've had her for 6 years. She's older, she's kind of set in her ways. You know how older cats are, girl cats. They can be kind of bitchy, to say the least, but she's definitely very sweet, and she's a mother hen. If Brielle cries, friggin' Demi is right on it. Like, she comes right to me meowing like, hey, take care of your daughter. She's been that way ever since we brought Brielle home from the hospital, so I'm really anxious to see if she is a mother to Brixlee. Josh and I love you guys. I love you, Becky and Josh. If you guys don't know who Becky and Josh are, they are Brixlee's godparents, and they are some of our best friends. Which IVF center did you go to, and what did it cost? I did not conceive this baby with IVF. I conceived Brixlee with IVF meds that I received on YouTube, but I didn't go to an IVF center. We did look into doing IVF, but we ended up pregnant, so we didn't need to do IVF. You guys think you will try again for a boy? My husband would love to try again for a boy. We were really dead set on not having any more kids, like this was gonna be it. And then we found out it was a girl, and now he's kind of like, I don't know if I'm done yet. Personally, I'm done. I mean, I don't know if I ever want to go through infertility treatments again. Maybe I don't need to go through them. I don't know, but I don't know if I could like deal with the stress of trying to conceive again. I just don't want to. If we ever really did decide to have another baby, like after Brixlee's born, the only way that I would want to is just to do it stress-free, and if it happens, it happens. Definitely don't want to try again. Kind of over that. It's just so stressful. I don't want to go through it again. Like, I just don't. But I know that if I have this mindset of wanting another baby, I'm gonna stress out again. So I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see after Brixlee's born. Ask me that question again, because right now I don't know. What is your best advice after a miscarriage? So as far as healing after a miscarriage, I guess I don't know. I don't really have any advice, just because we are all different. We all heal differently. We all take it in our own time, and I can honestly sit here and tell you that I'm still not over my miscarriages. I think about my girls in heaven every day. There isn't a time where I don't miss them, and I still honestly have triggers Like for instance, my daughter and I had taken a bath the other night together, and she was using those Crayola color things for like the bathtub, and she put a red one in the tub, and I kind of had to like breathe for a minute, because I just remember sitting in that same exact tub with blood everywhere, and it was kind of almost like it was happening again to me. But I guess the only advice after a miscarriage is to just take time. Take the time you need. Don't let anybody pressure you into feeling like you don't have a right to cry, you don't have a right to grieve, because you do. Take as much time as you need. Don't let anybody rush you through the healing process of losing a baby, because if it's 6 weeks or if it's 20 weeks, it was still your baby, and you still love that baby, and it's still a loss. And I don't care what anybody says. Heal in your own time. Right, and the last question for this video is, how do you juggle mom life and having time for yourself? I am not the person to ask that question, because I don't do a very good job at juggling my mom life and my own life. I felt like, or I feel like, once I became a mom, that's it. Like, I am a mom constantly, 24/7. There is no time away from that. I try to take time for myself, but I feel like when I do, I just feel guilty. I just get homesick. I just feel like a part of me is missing, and I just want to get back home to my baby. I want to work on that this year. That's actually one of my goals this year, is to work on being okay with taking time for myself, because I know that when my daughter is born this spring, I'm going to have 3 kids at home this summer, and I really need to be okay with taking time for me. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it for my sanity. I have times where I'm so burnt out already with just 1 kid, and I just end up crying. And I love my daughter to pieces, but there is times where you're like, I just need a moment. I need some time. Trying to get myself to think that way is very, very hard. It's easier said than done, I'll tell you that. But that's kind of why I do YouTube, because it just gives me some time in front of the camera to talk to you guys and not really be like a mom per se. Like, I can just do something that I enjoy, and I'm still home with her in case she needs me. And also, just like editing is like a time that I am doing something that I love, but I'm still home where I feel like I need to be and enjoying doing something for me. So YouTube is definitely an outlet for me to do something other than being a mom. But yet I come on here and I talk about my kids, so I guess you can't ever win when you're a mom. But that is it for this Q&A video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me answer some questions. I will be doing another Q&A in the future, so think about some questions that you want to ask me. I hope that answered your guys' questions, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!